This is the Dell UltraSharp U3224KB, a 32-inch 6K monitor that promises to rewrite what a desktop screen can do. But after spending serious time with it, there's one thing the ads don't tell you. This beast is almost perfect. Stick around, and by the end, I'll tell you exactly who should pick this up and who might be better off with something else. Dell UltraSharp U3224KB product overview. So, what are we dealing with? The Dell UltraSharp U3224KB, aka 326K UltraSharp, launched in mid-2023 as Dell's flagship productivity monitor. Dell says it's built for content creators, professionals, and power users who demand insane detail, color accuracy, and built-in features like webcam, hub, and more. Its headline spec? A 6K resolution, 6144 by 3456, on a 32-inch panel. That's about 220 ppi plus, with an IPS Black panel under the hood. Dell also bundles it with things like 140-watt USB-C power delivery, a 4K HDR webcam, KVM switching, and robust port selection to make it more than just a display. Dell UltraSharp U3224KB Performance. Alright, specs are great, but how does this feel in real life? I put the U3224KB through everything: coding, photo editing, Zoom calling, even a bit of casual gaming, and came away mostly impressed. Sharpness and clarity. Text, code, UI elements, all of it looks razor crisp. Even from a normal viewing distance, I found I didn't need scaling at 150% like with many 4K monitors. That extra pixel density makes a real difference in detailed work, especially if you're running multiple windows side by side. Windows Central flagged that its 220 ppi is one of its strongest suits. Color and accuracy. Out of the box, the calibration was already very good. It covers about 99% DCI P3. This means you get excellent color for most digital tasks, photography, video work, design, etc. In HDR mode, it can push bright highlights decently. Full-screen HDR hits around 669 nits in tests, but don't expect OLED-level contrast. Responsiveness. Here's where the trade-off is obvious. It's 60 Hz only, no high refresh rate, no adaptive sync. For general use, that's fine, but gaming shows the limitation. Tom's Hardware and PC World both report motion blur and ghosting on fast pans. Features and tech. What really sets the U3224KB apart are its extras, beyond resolution. Here are the key ones. 1. IPS Black panel. Dell's IPS Black tech tries to push contrast on IPS further than before. It gives deeper darks than typical IPS, but still doesn't compete with OLED or mini LED in full HDR scenes. The benefit? You get wide viewing angles and color performance, but with a better baseline black than old IPS. It's a strong compromise. 2. Integrated 4K HDR webcam, microphones, and soundbar. This feature is rare. Dell built in an 8-megapixel 4K HDR webcam with Windows Hello support and 78-degree FOV with digital zoom options. The sound side is covered by 14-watt stereo speakers. Reviewers often say this setup replaces your need for extra peripherals. In practice, video calls looked crisp and clear, and the audio was decent for most meetings. Not audiophile level, but solid for office use. 3. USB/Thunderbolt hub plus KVM. One of my favorite parts, you plug in one USB-C Thunderbolt cable to your laptop or PC, and suddenly the screen becomes a hub. 140-watt USB-C power delivery, multiple USB-A ports, RJ45 LAN, downstream USB-C ports, Thunderbolt daisy chaining, you name it. Plus, a built-in KVM switch lets you toggle control between two devices with the same keyboard and mouse. Design and build. Aesthetically, Dell didn't try to reinvent the wheel, and that's a good thing. The U3224KB has a clean, utilitarian look with modest bezels, although the top is a bit thick because of the camera housing. Build quality feels premium, sturdy stand, solid adjustment mechanisms, no creaks. Material-wise, it's typical good monitor fare. Matte finish, anti-glare coating, not heavy gloss, and enough heft to feel stable. Be mindful. Some users mentioned the sweet spot for color shifts at extreme angles, edges can shift slightly, and there's a slight drop shadow or glow near the bottom edge in some units. But from normal viewing posture, that rarely bothered me. Pros: insanely sharp 6K resolution, about 220 ppi, that boosts productivity and clarity. Excellent color accuracy out of box, 100% sRGB and 99% DCI-P3. Built-in 4K webcam, decent speakers, mics, fewer peripherals needed. Full-featured hub plus 140-watt USB-C plus KVM switching. Strong build and good ergonomics. Cons: only 60 Hz refresh rate, no gaming performance. HDR contrast lags behind OLED or mini LED alternatives. Premium price, you'll feel it in your wallet. Occasional firmware quirks or lockups reported.